Hello everyone, Norma Woodcock speaking to you from Perth in Western Australia. I'd like to speak into the 13th Sunday in Ordinary Time Year B, and the theme, Jesus Heals. In the first reading in Wisdom, we hear that God did not make us for death, but for life, here and hereafter. And in the Gospel, Mark 5:21-43, two miracles: the raising of the daughter of Jairus and the healing of the woman with the hemorrhage. And these are signs of God's power restoring life and health through Jesus. It's interesting, as I pondered these two miracles, I was thinking in my heart about how my journey of 40 years has been a slow evolving of healing. The healing of my memories, of the horror of my childhood, the healing power of deep meditative and contemplative prayer, bringing me closer and closer to Jesus. It's almost as though step by step my healing has evolved through those years. But then I'm reminded of a very powerful moment in my own ministry, and it was regarding my husband, who gives me permission to share. Many years before my conversion, he was a rugby league player, did play for Western Australia from time to time. He went down in a rugby scrum and his whole skull came off his spine, and the odontoid peg in his neck was twisted. And he had to wear a neck brace, and he was in agony, and he couldn't surf, he couldn't play sport anymore. He was that far off being a quadriplegic. And it's interesting because when I had my conversion and began to experience this amazing love of Jesus flowing and flooding me, and I wanted to pray for his neck, and he said, no, I can say my own prayers. But then there did come a time where he actually asked me to pray for his neck. He said, I've been in agony all night, I've hardly slept, and I put my hands on his neck and I prayed that God would heal and restore. He didn't say anything, but after a few moments he said, that's enough, and he went for a long walk, and 2 days later he said to me, he said, when you prayed for my neck, I felt and heard a buzzing in my neck at the same time, and I have had no more pain, no more headaches. And that was close to 40 years ago, and he has no pain and no headaches. So what I'm feeling that I would like to do with you today is to actually pray in a certain way with you, that beautiful story of the woman with the hemorrhage who had healing and refusal of healing from the doctors, and she wanted healing so much, and she made her mind up that if I can just grab the hem of Jesus's garment, I will be healed. Now, we need healing emotionally, psychologically, physically, spiritually, relationship-wise. We all need healing. And so what I'm going to suggest is that you do close your eyes, and I lead you very briefly to imagine that you are that person that's wanting to grab the hem of Jesus's garment. So I'm asking, if you want to be involved in this prayer, just close your eyes and just let me lead you. So just to be still and just to be present to this moment. And now I invite you, with the sight of your imagination, as St. Ignatius of Loyola described in his spiritual exercises, with the sight of your imagination, visualize and imagine a door, and the door has a handle. You put your hand on that handle, you open the door, and you step into the scene. And the scene is, there are a group of people in this village square, they're all around this man, and this is the place where the woman with the hemorrhage came and pushed through that crowd and grabbed the hem of Jesus' garment. And I'm asking you, inviting you to do the same. So if you go towards this crowd and try to move your way through this crowd, but they don't want you to. They were there first. But you have to be determined now. Even if you get down, crouch down on your hands and your knees, just move through their legs. Just get to that place, and there you are. You've pushed through. And Jesus has his back to you. And you see the hem of the garment. I invite you now, with both hands if you want, grab the hem of that garment while I pray. Lord Jesus, this person that is grabbing the hem of your garment, I pray that your healing power flow into them right now. Relieve whatever symptoms have been troubling them for so long, and bring healing and health and wholeness and restoration. And I give you thanks that you are doing that. All over the world, you are touching people at their point of need. Just receive whatever is happening in you right now. And we know the story well. Jesus says, "Who touched me?" The disciples said, "Everyone's touching you, Jesus." No, he said, "Somebody touched me with faith." Who touched me? And as he turns, you know you need to stand up and say, "Jesus, I touched you." Look into his face. See the smile in his eyes and on his lips. And he holds out his arms. Go into those arms. I give you thanks, Jesus, for an ongoing journey of healing and restoration and intimacy for this person with you, in you, through you, by the power of your Spirit. And I give you thanks for what you have done and what you intend to do. And now just come back through that door. Be aware of being in the room, listening to my voice. Be aware of your surroundings, and when you're ready, you can begin to move and to open your eyes. I pray that you have been blessed in that very short meditation. And I want to say that if you do want to follow that up, there is that particular meditation at longer length in my recorded meditations and my recordings on my website. Volume 1 meditations, it's in that segment. So visit my website if you want to, and I look forward to hearing from you from all around the world, letting me know, how did Jesus touch you in this meditation? God bless you, and thank you for listening, and may it be a great week, and I look forward to meeting you again next week.